So in this video I want to show you the conservative mode. So if we edit our strategy, so the timekeeper scalping strategy, to our chart, in this example I use 30 as a maximum stop loss only, so that it not overlay with other messages. So we do not consider this here now. And if we go here to the conservative mode, see, this is very interesting for beginners, for example, or someone else that cannot see every rule that has to be met for their entries or setups. So as an example, if you click this here, check EMA and as a resistance, what you will see is the script will now take the work for you. So for this EMA, of course, this take profit level is important, because if you have a setup and it now crosses, so your take profit is crossing the EMA, it will broke a rule, and an example is this one here. So it can be shown in the message as a broken rule, but if you do not want to take the trade with the buttons, you have to click this one here, trade not executed when a chosen parameter is broken. You have to make it a little bit bigger to read it fully. Yeah. So if you click this, it will automatically cancel an order if it crosses the EMA. So let's have a look on an example. So here is an example. So you have your two-legged pullback to the upside, so long setup, and what you see, you have here your setup with your entry, your stop, and your take profit level in green, and it crosses through the EMA, and you see it is broken because we have these EMA as resistance, as we checked it in the settings. Yeah, so as you see in these other examples, there's no EMA crossing, so this would be no problem. In these setups here that are shown, no crossing, and here also no crossing. Okay, so this will show broken, so as a visual guide. Yeah, but if you would have clicked long, it would not place it order right here, so it would prevent you from taking a trade through the EMA. And also there are other settings. So as an example here, it can check the inside, outside, indecision bars, very big bars and very small bars. Okay, and support and resistance can be checked also. So it will track automatically, as you see here, the most recent swing highs and swing lows with this line here. And if you would have a setup and it would cross here, you can say the system that it shouldn't take the trade through these lines as resistance and support. And there are some other ones here. Let's go here. So support and resistance, the candles, EMA as a resistance. The signal bar strength can also be checked, and you can put in here a value in percent. So it's here 60% of the candle, or your signal candle must be, for example, for a long setup, be bullish. So as an example here, it's a bearish bar even if you have a long setup, but you see this candle opened here and closed way below here, so it's very a bearish bar, and you wouldn't take this trade here because of the signal bar is very bearish for your long setup. You wouldn't take it if you want to do it. Also in this example here, we have a short setup, and your signal candle, this one here, is pretty bullish. It's not very bearish. You wouldn't take this trade here. Okay. And here also you have a long setup, and it's a pretty bearish bar. However, if you are advanced and can read the the price action very well, you know if you would take this trade besides the signal bars. It's on your end to evaluate if the signal bar or setup is tradable or not. Okay. And we have some other examples here that are also explained in the guide. Furthermore, check entry is too far from EMA. You can check it, and far away from EMA means your maximum distance of your entry from the EMA. Can you define it as you want? And that means only that if you have a setup, it cannot be too far away from the EMA. So for example, we have a trap setup for short here, and your entry shouldn't be too far away from this EMA. So in this example, it's only 6 ticks, but you defined in this example here 20, but we haven't checked it yet. Okay, 20 as a default, but you can of course change it as you like. Can also check this here if you want to always trade with a bounce from the EMA. That means that you have a setup that like this one here, it goes through the EMA but closes below. So it touched it and closes below for the short setup. This would be a good signal to go short, for example, because you have this bounce here from the EMA to the downside. Pretty good setups. And one more time. The system can check don't trade towards EMA, and that means that if you, for example, have a long setup, as here in this example, we have a long setup but are below the EMA. So some people or traders want to go only long if the setup is above the EMA, so it's in a so-called uptrend more or less, but don't want to trade towards the EMA. So only taking trades above the EMA to the long side, and only taking trades to the downside if you are below the EMA. The system can check it all for you at the same time and would cancel any order if you click the buttons. It would cancel any order if the corresponding rule you checked is broken. So it will prevent you from taking any trades. But be careful, if you check this and you want to cancel these orders automatically, you have to click this one here, on the last one. So it will cancel it. If you only click this one here, these ones, it will only show it in the display here for you in the messages as a visual guide. Click this here and it will cancel it automatically if a rule is broken. So it makes it more easier for you as a beginner, for example, that checks these rules here for you. So that's it for this video here.